Hello students, welcome to English lecture. Today we will discuss a very interesting poem in our course book. That is the first poem in our collection, The Cherry Tree by Ruskin Bond. Let us discuss the poem. So, this is the image of cherry tree, how it looks. And the writer or the poet of this poem is Ruskin Bond. Now let us have some information about the poet Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, he was born in Kasauli, Himachal Pradesh in India in 1934. He has written hundreds of short stories, essays, novellas, mean short novels, and more than 30 books for children. So he has written a very good collection for children. His first novel, The Room on the Roof, written when he was 17, he received the John Lillian Rhymes Memorial Prize in 1957. So, at the age of 17, he started writing and even he got prize for that first novel, The Room on the Roof. He has also published two volumes of autobiography, Scenes from a Writer's Life, means he has written about his own life, and The Lamp is Lit. It is a collection of essays and episodes from his journal. In 1992, he received the Sahitya Akademi Award, which is a very prestigious, famous award in India for English writing in India. He was awarded the Padma Shri, again a very famous award, in 1999. Ruskin Bond lives with his adopted family in Mussoorie, Uttarakhand, in India. So that was about the poet Ruskin Bond. Now, about the poem. What is the poem about? What is the central idea of this poem? Cherry Tree. The poem Cherry Tree is about the poet's ecstasy, means highest happiness, too much happiness, that is ecstasy, over a tree which he planted that took 8 years to grow. So, when he was a child, he planted a small tree, he sowed the seeds, and he had a very good grown up tree after 8 years. And that time, his happiness knew no bounds. He was so happy that he could not express his happiness. So, that is ecstasy. He is expressing his wonder at the ways of nature. So, nature is wonderful, that, and when we have this experience of wonder in nature, then really we realize that nature is God. And how the cherry blossoms are fragile and quick to fall. Fragile means very weak, and quick to fall means at any time they will fall. The tree gives him immense joy, much joy, as he can see the stars and the blue sky through dappled green trees. Dappled means here that the color of the leaves and having dots, that is called dappled green trees. So, students, planting a tree is really a very joyful thing. It gives a great joy because it is creative. We are creating something new. That feeling comes with us. And here, if you are a child, then of course, really, it gives you immense joy to grow your own tree. So that experience is narrated here in this poem. So let us discuss the poem Cherry Tree by Ruskin Bond. 8 years have passed since I placed my cherry seed in the grass. Must have a tree of my own, I said, and watered it once and went to bed, and forgot. But cherries have a way of growing, though no one caring very much or knowing. And suddenly, that summer, near the end of May, I found a tree had come to stay. So, very normal, very common experience of a child is narrated here, described here, and really, it is a very joyful experience, but it gives you some message also. 8 years have passed, so it took 8 years to grow the tree. So, this is a long process. All of a sudden, you cannot have your own tree, it takes its natural course. We should remember that. And we should wait. We must have patience to have our own tree. So 8 years have passed since I placed my cherry seed in the grass. So, as a small child, he placed some seeds of that cherry tree in the grass. Look at the image, you can find that a boy, small boy, is sowing the seeds in the grass. Must have a tree of my own, I said. And what was the intention? That I should have my own tree. And watered it once and went to bed. And he sowed the seeds in the grass, he watered, and he went to bed and forgot. He was a child, he did not know how to grow trees. So he forgot. But cherries have way of growing. But nature is there. So soil is there, seeds are there, and some water is there. So naturally, the tree will come out. A plant, small sapling will come out. And forgot, but cherries have a way of growing. They have their own way to grow. It is a natural process. So, though no one caring very much or knowing, no one was caring about that cherry tree because this child was small and he did not know how to grow tree. He did not have any knowledge how to plant, how to grow the trees. And that's why the tree was unnoticed. That small plant was unnoticed. It was neglected. No one took care of that tree. And suddenly, that summer, near the end of May, so what happened? That seed was sown in the mud, in the soil, and there was natural process of growing plants out of that seed. And that summer, all of a sudden, near the end of May, I found a tree had come to stay. So he found that, yes, now there was a small sapling, small plant of that seed that is of cherry. In this way, now he was interested to observe this growth of the tree. So he has observed how that tree was struggling to be alive. You know that life is a struggle. There are so many challenges in the life. And even trees also have their own risks, own challenges, own difficulties. And they have to face them. Then only they can grow and they can survive. They can be alive. It was very small, 5 months child. See here, poet is comparing that small sapling with a small child of 5 months. It was very small, 5 months child. The tree was very small and it was very tender. It was very delicate like a child. Lost in the tall grass running wild. And around it there was tall grass and it was lost in that tall grass. Goats ate the leaves. This was first challenge. This was first threat. This was first difficulty, problem that the tree has to face. Goats ate the leaves. Animals, they eat the leaves, you know. So goats ate the leaves. The grass cutter's scythe. Scythe means, yes, this, you look at the image that this is a tool, means this is a cutter, and this looks like this image. So goats ate the leaves, the grass cutter's scythe split it apart, means split it apart, means it cut into two, and a monsoon blight. So there was monsoon, and there was, because of that monsoon, there was disease, there was damage done by the monsoon. Blight means here damage. Shriveled the slender stem. So because of these difficulties, because of these attacks, maybe from the animals, from the grass cutter, maybe from the monsoon, the tree dried. Shriveled means here dried. The slender stem. It was very delicate, slender stem of that tree, and it dried. Even so, in such situation also, next spring I watched three new shoots grow. So this is miracle of nature. Though the tree dried, though the tree faced many difficulties, yet it wanted to survive. It wanted to be alive. And this is life. We must have this willpower that we must survive in any difficult situation. So next spring, I watched three new shoots growing. The young tree struggled. So life is a struggle. So the young tree also struggled for life. Upward thrust. So it was looking upward. Thrust means big force, with force. Its arms in a fresh fire's lust. And it had a lust, it had a desire, it had a willpower that yes, though there are so many difficulties, I would survive, I would come out. So with that lust, it stretched its arms in a fresh fire's desire, that is lust. And in this way, the tree sustained. The tree was alive, though it faced so many difficulties. So, students, this was the first part of the poem we have seen and we have discussed. We get the message that to be alive is a process. Life itself is a struggle and it is a natural process. We must have patience. We must observe our growth, and we must have willpower to sustain any difficulty. So, that message we get here from the first passage of this poem. I hope you might have understood it, and you will go through this poem again at home so that you will understand it better. Thank you. Thank you very much.